Hello once again and welcome to Euromans movie report. This week I have watched the film In Time. In Time it stars Amanda Seyfried, the one with the big round cold eyes, who went to fame in the series Big Love and who has starred in a list of failures recently, like Little Red Riding Hood. She attempts now at sci-fi in this film and fails miserably, in my opinion. But anyway, her co-star is Justin Timberlake, and also we meet in this film, Olivia Wilde. She was this summer, she starred in Cowboys and Aliens, and she went to fame as one of the doctors in the long-running series House. But back to the film. Generally, the film takes place in this dystopian future where people stop due to some sort of genetic engineering. They stop aging at the age of 25, and everyone, due to this genetic engineering, they are born with this clock, and when you turn 25, this clock starts at a year and starts to count down, and if you want to live beyond this year, then you have to get these time credits. And if you're rich, you have a lot of them, and if you're poor, then too bad, you have to earn you have to take back-breaking jobs. And due to we learn inflation in this universe, then it's almost impossible for the people of low skill and low social class to maintain a living, because price of everything goes up each day. And then of course we have Justin Timberlake's character Will Salas, and he lives together with his mother, and played by, of course, Olivia Wilde, and they live in this ghetto, and Justin Timberlake's character, he works at a factory where they make these. They have these battery things where you can people used to deposit extra time into their system, and Justin Timberlake, he works at this factory which makes these time deposit devices. And he goes to a bar with a friend from work, and there they meet this guy who has 100 years on the clock, and and then after a while in this bar, then enters these village people, clowns, who's supposed to be some sort of time bandits. And they want this guy's time, and and they want to fight him for his 100 years. But instead of this, him getting to fight these village people, roadshow clowns, then Justin Timberlake's character, he saves this guy, and because of this, the guy he entrusts Justin Timberlake's character with the fact that he is even though he looks the guy Justin Timberlake saves, even though he looks 25, he's really 105 years old, and he's tired of living. And then he donates all of his time to Justin Timberlake's character. All the while, we see Justin Timberlake's character's mum, of course, as I said earlier, played by Olivia Wilde. She is running very low, and then something sad happens, and then just after a while Justin Timberlake is on the run from the Time Lords, yes, or Time Controllers, I don't remember if that was the name. But then when we have he runs to where the rich people they live, some place called New Greenwich, and there he meets Miss Big Eyes herself, Amanda Seyfried, and she's the daughter of some sort of time billionaire, Weiss, played by you know, the guy who plays the villain in one of the villains in Mad Men. Just have to find him here. Vincent Kartheiser. He's a billionaire in time. He has 1 billion years, we're told, or eons. And then the Time Lords, they arrive because they think that Justin Timberlake's character, he murdered that rich guy back in the ghetto, and they arrest him. But then Justin Timberlake, he takes Amanda Seyfried hostage. Then after a short while, she becomes some sort of Bonnie and Clyde, and they rob her father's banks, and and they distribute the time, and then the film goes blah 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 all the way to the end, and here's where I would like to know: is it a critique of our monetary system? If it is, then it hovers, it flies very, very elegantly over this fact, and we are left wondering if it is a critique. Also, we are never told why did humankind, why did they choose this route? Was it the rich people who commanded that the world should be this way? Or was it aliens, or does this even take place? Does this even take place on Earth? We're never told that, and that's what I find a bit weird. They could have explained this fact to us, the audience, but the director Andrew Niccol, who gave us, according to IMDb, he wrote and produced The Truman Show and Lord of War and Gattaca. In a way, this film does resemble Gattaca in some places, because Gattaca is also this dystopian future thing where everything is so sterile, and people are judged by some sort of few things, and but In Time isn't as good as either The Truman Show or Gattaca or Lord of War, and it keeps you it keeps you wondering. It doesn't answer all the questions you would like answered, and that makes it a mediocre film, in my opinion. Best performance in this film, of course, goes to Cillian Murphy, who we have seen in several films. The Batman Begins, where he plays one of the villains, and of course also in Sunshine, where he plays the hero. He played the hero, and here he is some sort of he's not a villain. He's not a hero. He's just he's a keeper of time, as he says. He says in the film, when he confronts Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried's characters near the end of the film. But as I said, Cillian Murphy, he does the best job, because Amanda Seyfried, she can't act, and Justin Timberlake, well, he's getting better, but he still is at a Katherine Heigl level, a male Katherine Heigl level, in my opinion. He needs to work some more on his acting, in my opinion. But again, and it was a bit of a shame that Olivia Wilde's role was so short, because I would like to have learned more about her, what she did. I think it's in some ways it insinuated that maybe she was a prostitute, but we never learned that. It was a confusing film. it's resulted in more questions than answers. And if it wanted to be a futuristic Bonnie and Clyde, where was the extreme death scene at the end? In my opinion, it wasn't a good futuristic Bonnie and Clyde. So, but then again, I'm very critical. But but a mediocre film, and I would say 2 out of 5, 1.5 out of 5 Coca-Cola bottles. And that's it. Nothing more to say about this film. It didn't move me, so 1.5 out of 5 Coca-Cola bottles from me. This is Euroman of Euroman's Movie Report signing off, and I'll return next week with a review of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Have a pleasant weekend. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.